Les Kiss. The team flies to Hamilton tomorrow to prepare for the quarter-final in Super Rugby Pacific on Friday night in Hamilton. Les is happy to answer any questions about the Reds and big challenge ahead. No.
Good.
You choose that, don't you?
Yeah. I choose it, but I won't be talking about who's selected.
Yeah, a question. Like you've done Ryan and Josh. If we made this a strict embargo tomorrow, would you talk about the team or not? Would you be comfortable doing that?
Like I'll be able to talk about it, yeah.
And you'd run it tomorrow?
Unless you've still got some I's and T's to dot and cross.
I haven't, but that's just a trust extension.
Yeah,
it'd be as an embargo works.
Like
say the word embargo and we're all good.
Yeah. No, I'm not challenging you. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wouldn't release it till 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with the team?
Yeah.
Would you be fine with that?
Yeah, easy.
Yep.
2 p.m.
All right.
Done.
Les, only if you're fine with that. Yep, so big trust, but we'll go with that.
All right.
Okay, so Les is happy to talk about the team, which will be embargoed to 2 p.m. Wednesday tomorrow.
And that's recorded, so if I break it, we'll make it fact as well. So we're all good. Thank you.
Very good. I guess what's the vibe like? Heading over there tomorrow, or I guess when this runs, will be heading over to New Zealand.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. As we say, finals footy, you've got to love it, and it's exciting. You hear the daunting news that no Australian teams won finals over there, so I guess we've got something to aim for, haven't we? But overall, the place is in good form. We've just announced the signing of Ryan Smith and Josh Fluke. Great Reds players, over 50 games. It's great to have their signature down, and it just makes the week even more exciting and even more meaningful.
I mean, you mentioned that the 2 50 cappers, having 2, I guess, crucial members of the squad now locked in. I guess sort of shows what you've been able to build so far this year. I mean, what would it mean to be able to just cap it off with a win this Friday?
Yeah, well, it's fantastic that Josh and Ryan have committed. That's brilliant. I know that's going to be very popular in the locker room. They're significant in there. They're very, very crucial in terms of how we go about our business. And if we can get the win this weekend and make it even better. We know it's going to be a bloody tough task. Hamilton's hard to win it. I've had some results there that I'm not really proud of, but we've got a chance. If we can play our game and pose how we like to play, we've got a chance. But they're a good team.
It has been a good record against New Zealand clubs though for the team this year. It's the first time in a long time that we've been 3 scalps on Kiwi rivals. Do you sort of take much out of that in the way this team has managed to progress so quickly in your short time here?
I think we have to take something out of it for sure. However, finals footy just throws up a different beast in a different way. You've got to just understand the environment more than changing your game. There's other pressures around it. The 3 wins that we had this year, one of them was crucially here in Christchurch, in New Zealand, in Christchurch. So those types of experiences should stand to us somewhere, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. You've got to be able to back your game, be able to handle the purple patch that they will have in the game, and then let's go and find out. The boys are up for it, that's for sure. So really looking forward to the rest of the week building up to that occasion.
We were talking to Smithy before, and for the group that was here last year, it's a real deja vu moment for them in a sense. Same rivals in the exact same time of the year as well. I mean, is there any memories of that's really motivating the group at all, or is there just a feeling that this group has come away long enough in the last 12 months to be able to go that one better?
Well, they're certainly talking more about who they are now, that's for sure. However, those experiences, they sit there, don't they? You can't help but think of them. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are thinking about that. They talk about the Reds team, they don't talk about this different Reds team. They just talk about the Reds, who they are. So it sits there. That experience will come through somewhere. For example, Tom Liner had that experience last year in that final, so there's a lot of things that'll come into the memory banks regarding around that. But however, we're certainly a different team, certainly a different way we play, and that's going to be important for us to impose on Friday night.
Smithy also sort of said the last year such a theme of the season was they were in it till the 65th minute and then would lose it from there. I mean, you guys have lost some close ones but been able to close out some close ones as well, and then that Waratahs game as well, being able to hold out a fast finishing team. Is that almost the perfect tune up for what could be to come, or were there some things out of that that you were disappointed to see?
I think that we'll always find something disappointing about any result, I guess. However, I've got to say, all those experiences, close matches against the Canes, went to Golden Point, a close one to the Blues where they got us in the last minute. The Brumbies, very, very close to the back end, just a coat of paint stops a goal going over. They'll stand to us, but the Crusaders, a tight one at the end, the Chiefs, with Harry McLaughlin's steal at the end of the game, the Waratahs on the weekend. So we've had both ends of the spectrum in terms of those tight games, and that's been really promising, that we've been able to experience it, be close enough, and then find moments in other games that we've actually been able to close it off. That's what finals footy can test you in, and it may come down to that again. Much to the disappointment of our supporters who get heart attacks with some of our close results, but it'll be a fight tooth and nail to the 80th minute, that's for sure.
You mentioned some of your own results over there. I mean, do you think that for I guess like that record, I think it's 0-15, I think Australian teams are over there. Do you think that that's purely because the New Zealand teams are so good, or do you think that's a little bit of, as well of a mental hurdle for some of the Australian teams as well?
Probably a combination of the both. Yeah, they're good there, aren't they? They really know what they stand for and how they play on their home turf. They've been very impressive over the last 3 or 4 years too, haven't they? So yeah, for sure. But from our perspective, we want to make sure we don't go over there and step back from the game and start to tighten up. We want to be able to live up to what we've tried to build this year and keep growing it. Certainly our style of rugby is something that is the only thing that will work for us. If we try to change now, it won't work. So we just got to back that and go over there and hopefully impose enough of it that we get enough opportunities to turn the screws and see what happens.
Last time you guys played the Chiefs, it did take a couple of moments of a little X factor to win it out with the Harry kick and then the Harry tackle as well. This time around, no Harry or Jordan as well, but you guys have still managed to find ways to win in their absence. But are you still confident that if it does come down to just one big play, one big moment, you've got enough X factor left without those two guys?
Yeah, I am comfortable. I'm more than comfortable. I'm confident that there's enough in this group to be able to find a special moment if we need it. We're going to have to turn up in these critical pressure moments as individuals, but more importantly as in our combinations, in our collective. But sometimes it just takes a moment, doesn't it? And I've got a lot of confidence in the boys who've stepped up all year into spaces that have had to be vacated through the Harry Wilsons and the Jordan Tatayas having to drop out. But each time we've asked someone to step up, they've stood up and found special moments. So it may come down to that, but our reminder is when you watch the video, they have quite a few guys that can do that as well. So it's going to take a massive collective effort to curtail them, keep them in check, manage through the tough moments when they will get points on the board and have their purple patch, but make sure we keep back in our game. It won't be perfect, but we'll give it our best.
So are you going with Tom Liner at 10?
Yes.
So you mentioned before his experience from last year. I mean, how vital do you think that will be, I guess, having that one under his belt this time around?
It'll certainly pay forward for us, with the combination with him and Lawson from the bench. I think it's a combination that's worked well for us throughout the season in different ways. So really comfortable and confident that they'll do the job. Tom's had that experience, and I think that'll stand to him for sure.
Will James be having a place on the bench there, or is Lawson more going to be there for the 12 and 10 coverage?
Yeah, Lawson will cover those positions for us. He's done a fantastic job for us in many ways, and his goal kicking's been impeccable of recent times. So he's an important part of the whole mix for us.
And it looks like the last couple of weeks it's been a rare fortnight where you guys seem to have come through fairly unscathed, so team largely unchanged from maybe that Force game?
Yeah, it'll be fairly similar in a lot of ways. Johnny Bryant will come back into the starting team and Joe Bryle will go back to the bench. I thought Joe did a fantastic job last week in terms of his input to the game and his impact, so that was very good. But we'll start back with Johnny Bryant on number 8. So basically the same team that we've had for the last couple of weeks. And I'm very comfortable if something does happen, we've got people who can step up.
And that wing pairing going to be Timmy and Mac, or will still the RC?
No, we'll stick with that wing pairing who've been going well the last 5-6 weeks. Max had a very special year. I think he's been brilliant for us in attack and defence. So he'll continue to hold his spot.
He's been kind of overwhelmingly underrated when Timmy Ryan comes out with all the try-scoring opportunities and such. But Max he stepped up with every game and is always up there for run meters and carries. He loops around wings and strings side to side. Like, what have you made of his progress throughout the year?
He's been brilliant. I made the challenge to him early in the year, and he's stood up and been counted. So really pleased for him. He's valued by his peers immensely. He only adds value and usefulness to the locker room, and every training session he's a buzz, and he's in front of his detail. He's had a very good year. I'm really proud of him. He's done well.
After, I guess, a couple of the losses that you guys had earlier in the year, you mentioned McCarry and Jordan. I guess good to be able to get those few weeks of continuity in sort of towards the back end of the season to, I guess, sort of galvanise the team before finals.
Yeah, there's been we've moved some things around in terms of our combos throughout the year, particularly in the front row. Locks stayed fairly similar, but had a slight little adjustments there. Back row's been crucial. With Harry out, it's good to get that time with John Bryant in there and Joe off the bench. Our centres, 12 and 13 have been fairly constant all year. Jock's been a feature at the back all the way, and we've had other little movements around it. But we tried to be as smart's not the word. We just tried to be really balanced and about how we do make our changes in the team and freshen up and give exposure to the right people at the right time. That's why I'm very comfortable and confident anyone can step into any situation, any time for us at this stage, and it's a fantastic place to be in.
And just with Lawson covering 10 and 12, so James won't be on the bench there at all as well?
No, well, we have to cover back 3 as well, so that'll have to be covered. So it'll be someone else there on the bench, Taj, and then we'll be on the bench to cover those things.
I guess given the amount of football that James has played, obviously not this year, but over his career, was there a temptation to have that experience?
He's in the conversation for sure. If something was to go awry in an injury throughout the week, we'd have no trouble going there. And he played 80 minutes for Brothers on the weekend. The more footy he gets at the moment, the better for him. So it's nice to know that was to be the case when he came in. Yeah, brilliant. But at this stage, I've stuck with Tom and Wilson.
Will he still be going over as assistant coach in the year, given what he's done with the young lads this year?
Yeah, if Sanzar give us more money, we'll take more over. But you've got restrictions, and we need to take back 3 cover, and we'll cover 2 forwards positions, because if you lose those positions, it's tough to fly someone over late, and you need to cover proper and quicker.
He said as well that he still has the desire to keep playing and such as he comes off contract this year. Also seems like coaching might be a future thing for him. But have you guys sat down to sort of talk about what his playing future beyond this year looks like, or is that more of a post-finals conversation?
Yeah, it's little things are ongoing, but I think from his perspective, he's finding out what it means to him. He has got the bug. He wants to know what it takes to be a coach, and I think that'll possibly be a path he goes down in the future, without a doubt.
Stuff.
Awesome.
Great.
Happy days.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.